Well, welcome back to Cherry Street Sports for the TAB New South Wales State Championships. It's All Abilities Pairs Round 2. We're featuring Richard Rombouts from Bangalow with John Gibson of Nelson Bay, taking on Rob Jordan of Temora and Mark Pink of Marrickville. We're about to hear the hooter for signalling to start time, but we've given you a break from Triple M this time. Jason Pinnock is going to go and do some other duties, and in comes Nick Hind, the Jindabyne juggernaut.
Well, if that's what you're going to call me, Andrew. Look, you're off to a great start there. You've got the sponsor's name correct. It's fantastic to be here. We've seen some exciting contests across the green in the first game. We saw a bit of rain. We've just heard Lee Stinson hit the button for the 2-hour time limit.
I think that was a pretty soft hoot as well. I'm a bit disappointed. He's a little bit weak there. Needs to give it a good sharp hit.
Fortunately, though, everybody's within spitting distance here. As we are here at Rink 5, we're calling it today, here at Cherry Street Sports. We'll be here with you for the next 2.5 weeks, bringing you all the action. As we see, Rob Jordan from Temora has won the mat. He's rolled the jack.
We're a little bit of unlucky here. Our presets for the cameras aren't working, so we've actually just got to manually whip the cameras around.
Oh, Andrew.
I can't work out why either. I think it might be just a reset thing.
I'll let you play with that. And while we're doing so, I'm going to bring up the results from the first game. So we had a great contingent of volunteers here who were providing us with the live scores, which you can get in the BowlsLink results portal,
which is results.bowlslink.com.au.
Oh, very good. So they're just being finalised as we speak.
So Rob Jordan from Temora, famous for a very good aircraft museum. Riverina of New South Wales, roughly an hour away from Wagga. And he's up against Richard Rombouts from Bangalow. Also the sign out of Ballina says 24 kilometres. If you go the main highway, probably a little bit shorter. Our skippers, John Gibson, he's from Nelson Bay on Port Stephens. And Mark Pink.
Marrickville.
Second most famous Marrickville product now. Marrickville Mauler has to be the famous one, doesn't he? You know who the Marrickville Mauler is? I've lost him.
You've lost me already, Andrew.
I'm showing
it's
my
only
age.
early.
Jeff Fennick, of course.
Was he a Marrickville boy? Well, there you go.
Yeah, he was the Marrickville Mauler. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong.
Won't be me. I'll see. I'm going to persevere with the forehand. No, he switched over.
Just a little bit on the narrow side. That is the windward side, so a little bit wider, that side of the green at the moment. Just a nice gentle breeze coming along. We did get one short, sharp shower this morning.
It was not as heavy as yesterday's short shower. Andrew and I had the misfortune of unloading our vans during the peak rain from yesterday. As we see another nice bowl there from Richard.
Well, I think it's one to Richard Rombouts as we swap over.
That's pretty close for a second here. We've got a great view here. We're almost immediately behind the rink. And from where I'm standing, could be two, but it's a couple of nice ones to sit there for Mark Pink. He's likely to be drawing up on the backhand. Mark's just having a really good look at this head. And he's looking for his lifter. Now, fella. So Mark Pink's got the lifter there. He'll be hustling down the other end. Nice bright set of green and gold XGs. So they'll be featuring prominently, I'm sure, before too long.
Are they the slice or the splice? Or
they've got the GT stripe down the middle.
I do love it when our players have distinctive colours. We can tell who's to... Or when the teams coordinate, one team's all white and one team's all blue.
Well, we're very fortunate here. So Richard and John both
blue bowls
with the blue, and we see Rob Jordan with the white XGs. Mark is going to sling down. It's a slingy action, isn't it, Andrew? These.
Yeah, he's obviously got limited mobility, hence the classification. Somebody joked that our classifications, mate, would be B1 and B2. They weren't referring to our vision, they were referring to us being a couple of bananas. B1 and B2 are vision impaired classifications. We do have a couple of low vision bowlers here. Not too badly down, just a little on the quick side. So Mark's got the opportunity here just to sit that shot bowl. Rob's just remembered to move to the side. We did ask them beforehand. Mark can sit that shot bowl. He might be a couple.
Well, he's a better track here, Drew.
Just wants to hold his line. No, he's just got that. Needs a bit more pace.
Yeah, wanted another metre. That was the call there. Pretty clear and direct. So our scoreboard, the players have bluffed us here. The team Gibson and Rombouts has switched positions from what was named in the program. So this is John Gibson delivering the bowl.
Which is perfectly okay.
The only thing it does do is it makes our scoreboard look like it's the wrong way around. But if that's the worst thing that happens today on the stream, we're doing okay.
Can fix that.
You probably even fix the progress scores on the other games too and get it for the second round.
Got to do that yet.
We're making him work hard here today, Andrew Lynn. And Mark Pink's looking at this bowl really closely here. He's a big chance of sitting something. Gets off the edge and gets the shot.
Well, I wonder if he's just turned that enough to make it too.
Well, Rob Jordan threw the index finger in the air pretty quickly after that. He's confident it's one. But we might see our rink attendants giving some assistance here. We've been well served. Everybody helping out with the measuring. Marking the touches. Close here. John Gibson. Yeah, that takes the measurement out of it. One shot it is. No measuring required. One shot to team Rombouts and Gibson. They lead 1-0 after the first end. Now we've been blessed here with a magnificent contingent of markers. We've got people assisting on the rinks with the scoring, people assisting with marking the touches, moving people up and down in their chairs, picking up bowls. It's a credit to the three host clubs here on the Northern Rivers of New South Wales with what they can achieve when they put their heads together and perhaps amend or put on hold the local rivalries. As we see, a pretty good jack roll there. I thought that was just going to park on the line. And if you're in Jindabyne, you'd be going inside for a refreshment.
That's because you're alcoholics.
Haven't been to a meeting yet.
Sorry, they're drunks. Do enjoy the odd refreshing beverage, I've been told.
A libation. So as you see, Richard Rombouts gets off to a good start there. Local Bangalow member.
All good people come from Bangalow, don't they? Well, now that I've moved away from the place.
So now, Rob Jordan with the hat backwards. So, was watching him a little bit earlier. He's got a quite distinct style. He has his left hand gripping the bar at the back of the chair. So just giving him some extra leverage, a bit of extra purchase, and it's been quite effective. See Richard now favouring the backhand. What set of bowls was he using? Did you pick that up, Andrew?
Blue ones.
They're pretty tight. They're blue. Pretty tight. They might be.
Beyond lawn bowls, I just worry about the colour.
Well, there might be a few viewers that are keen, so I'm going to track that down before the game's over. As we see, Jordan persisting on the forehand. He's on a much better line here. He a chance to sit either of those two currently in the count, or just draw it for himself. That's a lovely bowl from Rob Jordan. And sat almost perfectly on the centre line.
Well, very good bowls in any class of championship, these ones.
Yeah. Good reply there.
One to Rob. He's got a chance to add a second. And Rob's forgotten he's got 3 bowls and taken off.
He's trying to bluff us saying he was just having a look, but I reckon he may have forgotten that he had another one in the quiver. So he keeps them in. There's a back pocket on this chair. And if you can give us the back shot here, Andrew, I'd like to sort of get into his technique a little bit from behind, from this end. So you can see here, so he holds onto the back of the chair. He's got his little quiver there that he has the bowls in. And it helps him get a little bit of extra leverage as he gets the bowl away. And he's just finished a little short, little tight, but set the head up nicely. So we'll see what John Gibson's going to do with this. I favour he'll be positive enough on the forehand.
Well, he's one down. There is a nice path in there on the forehand. Trail is possible for a shot, as long as you don't slice it straight down the line. Can set the shot bowl on that forehand side as well. That's what he's lining up. Got some intent on this.
Yeah, nothing for short, just needs to reach.
Very close. It looks to be all the way.
It's a great area. Little piece of the jack and plonks in for shot. It's a much better home there now. Forehand, Mark Pink's going, well, the left-handed backhand here for Mark Pink. Doesn't really have a chance to trail the jack anywhere, and needs to get this blue bowl out clean. Or draw inside. He's probably got a bowl to draw inside of, and he's on a good track here too, Andrew.
Very close.
Mark Pink, well, don't worry about Jeff Fennick. Mark Pink is moving up in the estimation as possibly the best we've seen from Marrickville.
I think Jeff Fennick might throw a better uppercut. I'll keep with Jeff.
Mark's got a pretty good left, though, we've just seen. John Gibson here.
Just very close. Another one in the catching paddock.
Put it in the air now.
It's probably not a bad call there from Rob.
Well, any squeeze out to all those blue bowls could be 3 down. So
Just draw around the front white.
a little bit of protection here. Probably needs to be a slightly higher line. But equally, if he parks in the road,
Just hasn't quite blocked that off. There's a bit of intent behind this one too. Very close. Jack goes out the side.
and didn't kill, which is probably the best result. Could be holding 3 here, but Mark Pink with probably a good 2 metres to draw close. And can be pretty aggressive on this line. The wind's going to help hold it. All it's got to be on is his weight here.
Needs to stop.
Wow.
May have gone through enough to.
Probably felt as though we need to give it a push out there. That's a bit of the grass that hasn't been used so much yet today. So they're going to put a tape on this. And we are at the other end of the green. We're at the clubhouse end. And an umpire has been called. So they're going to have a look. For a long measure. So while the players are doing that, I can take you next door. We've got world champion James Reynolds playing next door. He's leading 1-0. There's some big name players here in the para space. Well, Vassalo, of course, the champion, as he wanted me to say, he was the champion of the high country triples at Jindabyne in December last year. He was very big. He said he wanted to make sure that got a mention. He had a fair side there and got a soft draw.
That'd be your fault, wouldn't it?
Everything's my fault at that club. So Marcus has got the umpire's got the tape out. And they're going to have a look at the white bowl.
Maybe just checking to see which one is the closer of the two.
Against this widest blue bowl. And then they're going to have a look at the back of the rink to see if that last bowl from Mark Pink is an
The
improvement.
closest. No, it's not. So
So 4 is the call. So there was always a risk. There was a call earlier in the end from Rob Jordan that he wanted some cover out on the wing there. And with John Gibson sort of poking it out into no man's land, Mark Pink couldn't quite find his range and has dropped a big score early. So
and they're the bowls that can really change a game. It's not that you've got that much room all the time. I think that when you add one and you've only got 2 or 3 inches, they're not the ones that win you the game. It's when you add one when you've got 2 or 3 feet, or when you draw, 4 or 5 feet to cut down.
yeah, and you see lots of good bowlers do that, particularly when the jack's out on the wing there. It's something that a lot of club bowlers won't practice every day. But the top players, the top skips, independent grades, they're the ones who get out there and they make sure that if the bowl goes right out to the ditch or right out to the peg, that they know where they're going. So another nice start from Richard.
And you don't always have to draw within a few inches to get shot. They're the spectacular ones. But it's the ordinary bowls in the middle that often make the difference.
Richards started well here. And John Gibson's been very positive about things. Lots of good talk. And good to see the camaraderie between all these players here, Andrew, when they were here having a roll yesterday when we were setting up. Most of the players are quite familiar to one another.
Yeah, a lot of very friendly rivalries.
And to be able to all come together and compete here, it's just it's a credit to the players and to the club for putting on such a great show. Big dinner tomorrow night. We've got, by the time all the partners and some of our officials are involved, there's going to be about 60 of us for tea.
Very friendly dinner it is too. If last year's anything to go by. It's a celebration of being able to play the sport. And that social interaction that means a lot to the players here.
Now Rob needs this one to get down. Well, now it needs a clear road. So they've got it surrounded.
I think Richard Rombouts might even have a couple there.
Yeah, looks like a 2 to me there, Drew. I think you're exactly right. So John Gibson will be just waiting for Mark to get up the rink. He's going to have a look on the forehand. I think that's the optimal shot. He needs to be beating the wing bowl of Rob Jordan to be a counter. A little touch is okay there. And against the wind.
It's just holding its line nicely.
Yeah, he's played a good one. That's number one. And Rob Jordan immediately calling for Mark Pink on the left-handed backhand here. Play a pretty similar bowl. You just go to school on that track.
A little bit quick.
Well, this is significantly shorter, though, too, as well, Andrew, than the first end that was played. They've a team of Rombouts and Gibson have thrown a shorter length. And as I say, this is all he has to beat, this wide bowl here. And I reckon that could be in for 4.
I just found out too that Des Cross on the next rink playing with Jimmy Reynolds. He's got a connection with my old hometown of Bangalow as well. His uncle was actually my A-grade wicket keeper at one stage playing cricket.
Well, it's remarkable. All the people who you know in this sport, Andrew, and you can find connections through cricket.
Well, 6 degrees of separation. Well, you don't need 6 for most of them.
Gibson's on a title line here.
Pretty well down. That'll count.
Yeah, he's a bit dark on that though. I think he wanted to get one, put his nose on it, really take it away from Mark Pink and put the pressure right on. Mark with the last bowl here just needs to adjust his weight. He's been quick twice.
He's got the nice tight line.
Might need something to slow it down though.
Yeah, needed some brakes. This could be another multiple. 3 or 4. I know a lot of people used to say, oh, ladies, they put the doily down and move the bowls across. I actually think it's a pretty good practice to put them all into one group and make sure that you put them together to count.
Certainly keeps keeps the players honest, because you can't say, oh, have you already kicked that one in? Have you already kicked that one out? But no, they're very good here. And we've got Bev on the rink here helping out with picking up jacks and kicking bowls back. She was keeping a close eye on them too.
I think I've seen someone count the same bowl twice.
Only twice? Well, I'm not even having a go then. I'll tell you what, Richard's jack rolling's been impeccable here. The biggest he's missed the line by is an inch. Underappreciated skill, in my opinion, in our sport is jack rolling. There are players who can take games away from you by controlling it, particularly if you can do it on a quick surface and go tee to tee, or take the mat right up and park it 21 metres away.
Oh, it can be critical to control that length.
As you see, Richard, great start here. Well done. It's just with the Bangalow, as you say, only, 17 minutes away. So I reckon he's probably been down for a roll or two in the last week or so.
And the green at Bangalow apparently is very, very good at the moment as well.
Well, there's lots of good clubs up this way if you're ever in the area. I mean, we've got 3 great hosts, of course.
Club Lennox and Alstonville Plateau Sports.
But yes, aside from our 3 great host clubs, there's lots of fantastic facilities on the Northern Rivers of New South Wales. And it's been a great place to come. I've been here since Thursday last week, getting acclimatised.
Well, you'd have seen the big prawn.
The big prawn was missing an antler. Well, I know it's not an antler, it's a feeler, isn't it? But
yep.
See, another good one there. Made an excellent 2.
Have you seen Ballina's big pineapple?
Where would I find that, Andrew?
You'll find that on the road out where the big prawn is, just on the left near the Northern Rivers Seafoods. It's not a very big pineapple, but not like the one at Nambour, but it's big enough to walk into. I just said I've created a whole new tourist industry for Ballina. People looking for the little big pineapple.
Good effort there from Rob Jordan, just a metre underweight.
Ballina certainly known for its fishing.
Well, not at the moment though. I did after all the rain. There's
it's
a few logs coming down the river and
a bit murky.
Cars and dead fish and the like, but that'll clean up before too long. And as we see here, Richard, he's in a rare vein of form. Little touch. Well, it's taken away from Rob Jordan, but hasn't made it any easier.
It hasn't made it a real tight head, but it has just hidden that jack away.
Might help though, because Rob's been looking to adjust his weight and add that metre.
He's just going to fade underneath, so...
That's about where the jack was though too, so he's...
Just puts a little bit of scoreboard pressure. They're already 9-0 down. I think there's not much choice here. It's the forehand draw. Try not to give anything to look at, I think, is the big thing here.
Yeah, don't want to sit a bowl jack high on the wing there to rest in to make a number. So I can bring you some results from, as we're watching John Gibson here, from Section 1, Round 1. Brad Gilbert and Aaron Kelly, 20 shots, defeated Christine Constable and Luke Howard, 10. We saw the Wiseman's Park duo as well in Section 1. They were far too good in the end for Cheryl Benbow and Vicky Parkinson. As we see John Gibson, well, that's just what I said perhaps not to do. We'll see if Mark's going to be good enough to pounce on this.
Yeah, that jack high bowl just often makes it a bit easier to play the shot.
As we watch this one down, in Section 2, Anthony Brown and Michael Vassallo, 32-5 over Fred McConnell and David Parkinson, while Michelle Campbell and Jacqueline Hudson went down to Ray Douglas and Carolyn Nelson.
A little bit short from Mark. Does just give John something to think about. He needs to draw around that one or under it.
Well, there's maybe an argument to go to the backhand here, to cover and count potentially, but he's played a pretty good one with the first. Needs to find a clear road.
Just wants to miss that bowl. He's not going to. And might have cut one out.
Well, what that's done though is it's given Mark Pink a much easier track to get in, to get to the shot bowl once again. I'm going to have to stop kicking that.
I don't know if he's got the speed. Just needed another yard or so. John, slightly narrower line.
Well, if you can get to the jack this time, that's going to be really good. Oh, he's played it well. So, Mark Pink, he's been on the right line both bowls here.
Pressure though, he'd be a few down. He's just
easy enough to do.
Giving this one a bit of a rip.
And a metre and add a mile.
1, 2. We'll look at the further ones. There's 3 and 4. Whether the fifth one's in or not is a good question. It's going to be a very healthy lead to open this game.
And Rob gave that one away, so it's 5 shots there. So early doors, Richard Rombouts and John Gibson 14 zip in front. Now I can tell you, so we'll go through the rest of the scores from the first round. We had a really good game here in round 1. Des Cross, as you were just mentioning, Andrew, and James Reynolds 14 defeated Rob Jordan and Mark Pink 13. So our team here of Jordan and Pink went very well against the world champion James Reynolds. Simone Smith and Kathleen Wilton were defeated by Richard Rombouts and John Gibson 8 shots to 12 in Section 3. And in Section 4, which is our big section of 5 teams, which we've had to do to ensure everybody gets a few games here. Jeff Seaton and Ryan Wood defeated Mick Daly and Trent Howie, who were the local favourites, 21-12. And in the other game, Shane Ekstrom and James Gotti went down to Paul Redden and Keith Roberts, 7 shots to 19. So what that means is that in round 2 in that section, Shane Ekstrom and Gotti, who got a bye, because there was some losers have to sit out in a section of 5, so it's been a bit more complex.
Yeah, so the 2 first round losers will both get a bye in round 2, one in round 2 and one in round 3. The team that had the bye this morning will play both of the teams that won, and the teams that won this morning will play a combination of a first round loser and the 5th team in the section.
Yep.
So some will play 3, 3 of them will play 2. They do get points and a nominal margin for the bye. So first round losers this morning were actually guaranteed to get a win. But there was no fairer way to do that because the top 2 go through. So we did an average of the open pairs games last year to work out how many they should get. So that win plus is based on last year's event.
So a good bowl here from Rob Jordan. We're pleased, as will Mark Pink, to have to be holding shot. It's been a minute.
Well, the first end was very good bowls,
sensational.
and they threatened, and since then it's been all Richard and John.
Well, Richard set it up with his beautiful leading. His first 2 have missed, but he's been given a rap here. John Gibson has said all the way, it's just going to run out of steam. As you might be doing too, Andrew Lynn. He didn't quite get in time for a cup of tea before they took the urn away, but I got the last one, so I'll keep you going, mate. It's Andrew Lynn and Nick Hind here with you on Bowls New South Wales live streaming here. TAB State Championships from Cherry Street Sports in Ballina. And it's the All Abilities this week taking centre stage. Good bowl here from Robbo, we're hearing from the players. He gets a clear raid and makes 2. They're both in front of the jack though, so
We'll play our last replay that's in the system, and that's this very good bowl from John Gibson to draw in and just cover that jack up.
so this was the end of the conclusion of the last end there. Ended up being 5 shots to the Rombouts and Gibson duo. So it's a good effort there from John. He gave that bowl every chance. Suggestion was maybe still down from Richard. And Mark Pink can promote any of these white bowls. He's just going to sail into the pit there. Probably just a hair quick. So another little miss there. Rob Jordan calling. Let's try that again. Mark Pink just got to tidy up the weight a fraction. That hand is playing a bit more direct, and the breeze is coming over the right of screen. Gets that bowl fat through there, and he's made probably 3 here. So the call from Richard. Got a jack high bowl to sit. Go sit it. Draw it off for number 1. Well, he's put it in the right sort of area to get back. Just going to run out of steam. Yep. So Rob Jordan giving explicit instructions from the chair there. He said, the white bowl's jack high, play the same shot again. He's still got 2 bowls to get through there, Mark Pink. And they could return serve here. I know it's a big gap early, but a 4's a distinct possibility if you can get a clear road. Just going to pull up a bit short. But we're going to say, well, I reckon it's 3. And Richard has asked for the tape to come out, as he's entitled to. And so they're going to measure off this blue bowl against the green and gold and the white from Team Jordan and Pink. He's missing a trick not having pink bowls though, isn't he, Andrew? That's
maybe there, yes.
Well, the green and gold's in easily. And 2 shots only. So good to see Jordan and Pink are on the board. So we're through 5 of 14 here. 14 shots to Rombouts and Gibson. 2 shots to Jordan and Mark Pink. So we're going to see here what Temora's Rob Jordan is going to do. He's taking the mat up just a couple of metres. He's favouring the backwards cap from this end. And with Mark standing at about a 2/3 sort of a length. That's where the jack has been rolled. So Rob Jordan the ascendancy here. He's favoured playing the forehand with the wind. For a lot of the game. But maybe on this new length, the backhand could be his go, and he started well.
Yeah, it's a great starter. Just a little bit on the short side, but...
Well, you see often, don't you, when players, if they're struggling early, they might change hands and say, oh, I'm going to play against the wind rather than with it, or with it rather than against. Just find something that works for you.
Just sometimes you haven't got your rhythm. You need to just change something to try and find that line, find that length. Just get the confidence going.
See how this one can do. Fighting against the easterly sea breeze that we get here so often. Richard's given this a big chance. Little scrape off the front onto the shot. Neatly done. Might see Rob Jordan change hands here.
Yeah, he's lined up on the forehand. Just wants to sneak in underneath the wide one and draw a shot. A little bit of pace.
Only a yard through, but has given Mark Pink an option there at the back of the rink. As we see, Richard looking to continue that good vein of form and scare away a couple of the minor birds here from the green. Nice bowl, nicely weighted. Using the breeze. He's using a set of arrows. I've determined that much, Andrew, but I can't tell you any more.
It's the bowler, not the bowls, anyway.
I know plenty of blokes who buy a new set every week. They play their bowls all the time. If you're a bloke at your club who's got 10 sets, wouldn't you?
Oh, there would have been. I've had my set for a very long time. If there's any manufacturer who wants to sponsor me, I'm quite willing to negotiate terms. Did have an offer from one of the manufacturers to give me $20 to use somebody else's bowls.
Harp's never tried to get you in to be the Barefoot Bowls
No.
ambassador?
No, even they don't want to see me play.
No, you're exactly right. Whatever you use, just so long as you're comfortable with them. Practice, practice, practice. So here, John Gibson, he's just got the stick to help with his balance there. Gives him more confidence. Get that weight forward and through the bowl, as we see. He's on a good track here.
Can get a little bit of a good fortune here. He's pumped his own bowls onto the jack.
And sort of sat in behind it too, so...
Might have brought another one or two in then.
Favourites 3. Yeah, I like this call from Rob Jordan. He's asking Mark to play the left-handed forehand. He can turn through Rob's white bowl to cut it down. He can sneak under and sit the blue or the grey bowl. The shot. He's got a bit of purpose here. This is the tighter hand. And he's guts the jack and put it out of bounds. So that will go back on the tee. And Andrew's going to have to do a bit of work here. Get the camera back. So we are playing Respot here. 14 ends, 3 bowl pairs. And is that the first kill we've seen today, Andrew?
It is on the stream rink, yes. First Respot.
So players having to adjust now. There's still plenty of room for a good draw here, but John Gibson down at least 2.
That should be good enough.
Should be pretty good there. Rob Jordan said, show us your favourite hand, park one close. So Mark's going with the backhand. He might need to find a gate here if he's going to do anything.
Little slide, not a thump. Well, he got the thump, which won't help him.
Probably had the speed to do something if it had got a clear road through there, or even, as you say, just a little kiss. Now we're going to see John Gibson here. Looking to beat his last, basically. And draw into the tee. He's done pretty good, I think. That's in.
That'll be the shot.
That's in. And 2 shots is the call from lead Richard Rombouts. So 16 shots now to 2. As Andrew presses the button after 6 ends. Scores coming in from around the other rinks there, so we can see.
Probably time one of us tap some buttons there to get some updates.
Yeah.
Not that long since they were done.
I've got the spreadsheet up in front of me, but we've got some volunteers here as well who are helping out. So you can go onto the results, Bowlslink results portal, results.bowlslink.com.au, as we see Richard continuing with his good starting here. Another toucher. Results.bowlslink.com.au. You can click into any of the matches, or there's a tab there for the All Abilities Open Pairs Championship, which says live, and that'll show you all the first round matches which have been completed. And as you scroll down the page, it's got our updates on all the games that are being played around the greens here at the beautiful Cherry Street Sports in Ballina. Nick Hind and Andrew Lynn here with you. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching around Australia and around the world. Really pleased to be bringing you all the great action here from the beautiful Northern Rivers. We've had a little shower this morning, but conditions now quite comfortable. Gentle breeze, not too warm. 24 degrees is the current local temperature, says my device.
Rob Jordan, forehand. Just wants to split the gap between the two Richard Rombouts bowls. Just needs to fade it. Yeah, that one's got in nicely for shot.
Well, their grass has been more or less impeccable here, Andrew. It's, who's got the weight spot on? See how Richard goes now. He's still starting. It's a fixed stance, down on one knee there.
Well, just needs to hold up. I think it's just out.
See if Mr. Jordan here can apply a second into the count.
I wonder if the start's a measure of the finish of the previous game. A little bit of psychology there. The Mark Pink and Rob Jordan, narrow loss to a very good team, whereas John and Richard won their opening game. They might have just come in with that little more buoyant attitude, got through that first end, and maybe just a win in the first game buoyed them through a little bit. Whereas Rob and Mark, we just a little bit down from a close loss.
I don't know if I think if I got within one shot of James Reynolds, I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah, you might have just felt coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, it's easy to do in a one-shot game. And lots of good things can happen here for John Gibson. And they just need to get a clear road or get the guts of that bowl in front. Mark Pink now. Chance to draw up on the narrow-handed you'd favour here, Andrew.
Yeah, just follow that down. The blue one out to the left. Screen. When you look at it here, just a good guide. You just want to slide inside it. Comfortably, anyway. Pink just needs a little more running.
Well, Richard Rombouts has suggested that that's going to be third shot there at the front. So the green and gold bowl of Mark Pink likely in the count as far as we're seeing it. And we're seeing some attack here. John Gibson can get off any of those, and he's scattered a few.
Could still be a couple down now.
Well, that dark grey arrow at the left-hand side of the line there.
You want to run the drip stream? Jason Pinnock was offering to come in. I said, we can run the stream. He went, no, I'll end up live streaming something inside.
Well, a few people are going to have a crack this week. I might have a go later this afternoon. We'll see how everything else is going around the place.
It's only half a dozen buttons you need to worry about.
No, exactly. That's not hard. So Mark might be kicking himself there. It was an opportunity to add some real pressure. But while leaving it open, John Gibson here, well, he's played good weight.
Oh, there's not much in that.
Rob Jordan's wheeled in there very quickly with the finger up and said, not sure, but he's called backhand. And just wait to fall it over. We'll make two. Could be three as well if it goes far enough, but he's going to be confident. Well, if he can get down to the blue here, Mark Pink. He can get down, get the edge of the blue. He's got the edge.
Well, that would have been enough to make sure of shot. Done enough to make two, I'm not sure.
One's gone out. And one it is. So 16-3. But yeah, definitely took the measure out of it there. And we're going to see Rob Jordan again, grab the mat. Ball in the lap. Ball goes down onto the ground. And he gets himself ready to fire here. You know, distinctive routine. The hat's gone backwards again for the jack rolling and for the first bowl. And then he gets back there and switches it around.
Wave to the people
look,
out there.
me.
I'll wave underneath the computer monitor.
Good to be here with you all. It's a good shot you're doing there for us, Andrew. Nice to be here at Cherry Street. Bringing all the action. There's going to be a huge contingent here this week. So Duncan's out mowing green 3 currently. As Andrew pans around, James Reynolds there, and here we get to our rink, Mark Pink. Skipping with Rob Jordan up front. Richard Rombouts has been leading beautifully here for John Gibson.
So I just covered up the fact that I just couldn't find where the bowlers were. Gone to the wrong end of the green. Made use of the shot.
Hey, look, that's, you know,
Bit of artistic licence.
when you pull back the curtain like that, though, people might might start to think that we don't have much of a clue, but Andrews knows what he's doing. He just tells us when he's bluffing, though. It's a bit of an issue. We might play poker later on, Andrew. You can tell me whether you've got anything.
Got nothing, mate. Got nothing.
See, Rob Jordan here. He's on a better line. Has he got just another couple of yards? Not quite.
Just held at that last bit into the wind.
Just getting home nicely here. Richard, a couple of foot in front, but that'll be number one.
Well, I see a very distinctive shirt just a few metres away from us. I'm guessing that's Wendy Clark officiating in her role. Got her ITO shirt on.
Absolutely, yes. No, Wendy and I had a chat towards the end of the first round game. We had a couple of presentations this morning. We had a group photo, so things kicked off a little bit behind time, and she wanted to check with me that somebody was being the timekeeper and we weren't letting them play on indefinitely. As we see Rob Jordan, there's a good bowl there.
So 3 people in New South Wales hold the ITO accreditation. Soon to be more. Wendy, of course, former South Australian. Saw the light and moved to New South Wales.
Richard said very early he might need to get lucky with that one, and goodness, he nearly did. So it's been a good fight back from Rob Jordan and Mark Pink here, Andrew. They started really, really strongly, then they had just those couple of ends in a row where they dropped some big scores, but they fought back gamely, and they're really making a contest of it here.
They do need a victory in this to have any chance to progress.
One win not going to get them out of the section, you don't think? Margins. This margin will need to improve if they're only going to get through with one win. They did only go down by one shot the first game, Rob Jordan and Mark Pink, to what looks to be a very good side with James Reynolds and Des Cross.
Look, it is possible that you could end up with 3 teams with 1 win and one with 3 wins. So 1 win may be enough.
So their marks just... I flavour that line was okay, but has dropped it a bit short.
It's amazing how many people duck down so they're not seen by our broadcast centre, not realising the camera is actually closer to the ring.
It's this one behind us, Andrew, that's got them bluffed, I reckon. We do have a camera behind us to help with our audio, and that might have a few people bluffed, but...
We've got to go buy a longer audio cable, then we can put the other camera back out in the middle.
See, Mark Pink correcting. And if that stays up, that's going to be really handy home. Because there's only one white bowl in there from the team of Jordan and Pink. And I suggest after what we saw last end that John Gibson might go on the attack again here.
You get that bowl clean with no jack. And that's what he's trying to do. He's got the weight bit right. Unfortunately, the directions are not quite.
Well, I'd favour if you can get the white bowl out and kill, that they'd have 2 or 3 on the tee here, Rombouts and Gibson. So expect he'll go again unless Mark Pink can give him a reason not to.
Oh, he's just shaved his own bowl.
And if he can get the tee, reckon that's going to get the tee. But Richard's very vocal from the other end of the green saying, hit it, kill it. Oh, no. He's changed his tune. He says, I want you to trail it off now.
No, didn't really play that with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it's hard when you've had one call and then sort of a change of plans. But it was a good bowl there from Rob Jordan. It stuck around. So 16-4. There's still time, but you favour they're going to have to find a 4 or a 5 pretty soon, aren't you?
You need multiples.
Yeah, well, it's 6 ends to go. And 2 and over required for a draw.
Yeah, look, Junior's run rate theory was once it gets above 1.5 per end needed, you're in trouble. You're not necessarily gone, but you're in trouble.
And that's what I'm suggesting. I think if there was a 4 or 5 picked up in the next couple of ends, all of a sudden that run rate comes down. As we see, so Rob Jordan has been persevering with a shorter jack length. Let's see if they can win 2 in a row here.
Be interesting too to compare the 1/3 mark. Chippo's analysed someone has analysed plenty of Newcastle area games and said whoever leads after 7 ends out of 21 in about 3/4 of the time, maybe a bit more, goes on to win that game. So here it's probably about the 5th end, if you're in front at the 5th end. It's a decent start from Rob Jordan. He's a little bit shy of the jack, but, well, it starts his shot. The others have got to get inside it.
Yes, plenty of bowls outside that on any day. This one won't be, though.
Very well by Richard.
There's maybe a suggestion here that he might get him to swap hands. Mark's looking at it as though he would like a look on the backhand here. And that's the way Rob Jordan's going to play. Marrickville Moore's right in front of our lens there, though. I don't want to give him too much of a nudge. Well, great effort there from Rob Jordan. And it's a very good home, yes. You might have heard in the effects microphone there, John Gibson saying it's a very good home. He's got the Bacchus bowl, he's got it covered up. You see Jordan, he's favouring the backwards cap now. I don't mind that. He's looking for something to stir him into action here and perhaps initiate a comeback. So we switch back to the forehand and get a turn through his second shot at the front, or the third shot at the front. Mark Pink's urging it across. And now he's saying, well, park there then. And that does give a catcher at the back.
Yeah, I like this call to John for Richard. Backhand there. Just try to reach the white bowl. You've got to make sure you're not narrow. Not too narrow, but if you set the white bowl and stay, you make 2. If you're just the right weight, you can actually just tickle that jack and make it harder. Or you can draw. That's not too foul. I do think that does give Mark Pink a slightly better shot on his forehand now. He can play with a yard or two of weight, if he's just a touch narrow, that one's there for that nice little scrape and straighten. You turn that one away a fraction and then whack into the short bowl. Yeah, just that yard or two. That's nice reaching weight. Probably better off to use about 2 yards, maybe a bit more, so that if you do get the jack back, it's coming back to your own at the back. You're still going to get a bit of curve on it.
Well, he can kind of pick his hand and pick his weight now, can't he? Whether it's the left-handed forehand or the left-handed backhand. It doesn't...
Oh, yeah, he's using that other hand, of course.
So,
Through your own. I like the left-hand side of screen as we look at it, curving back.
Yeah, the left-handed backhand. I like that too. I think that's plan A, and that's what he's picked up. That's how he's holding the bowl. Let's see how aggressive he is here. Mark Pink.
Yeah, he's got that bit of weight.
Good
bang,
firm
bang.
weight.
Oh, he's got rid of one.
Well, he's kind of setting up for... There's a chance for a good number here. You know, a trail or a punch through that grey bowl might give him 3 either way. So it's going to be important here for John to just put another one in the head.
Oh, just draw a little tiny toucher. Down to the yellow and green bowl's pretty good. Down to the shot bowl's okay, but that's, not quite, but very good home. Does make it that bit harder.
Do it again was the call from Rob Jordan there. I like a good positive call. He played a good shot the last one. Let's see it again. Mark Pink on a line here. He might get a bit of action with the white. White through to the shot bowl.
Well, he's hit it onto the shot bowl. The shot bowl has not gone far enough. Or has it?
Well,
there is a chance here, though. The call from Richard was to sit the green and yellow bowl. You roll it twice and you're holding 3 with your own.
you'll be holding 4 if you can roll it 3 times.
Exactly.
There's a grey bowl at the back there as well, which is catching.
Well, just missed.
There we go. Our girlfriend Kay is just coming past. And I said to her, you don't need to duck down, our camera's in front of us. So, this is a fiddly one. You can't play this with any sort of weight, Andrew. You really need to be jack high.
Look,
One bowl past.
You can afford to be a little bit confident. You don't want to trail a jack, but if you sit on any bowl there in behind, just flop back, you'll get shot.
Well, he's on a hand where if the jack does move, he's got a chance to catch it at any rate.
So
let's see, clear road past here and sits back there, neatly done as you suggested.
they call it as 2 down.
Yeah, and Richard just saying, sit on either of them. So it's now really if it's a 4-bowl seat at the back, Andrew. So good weight exercise here.
Also on this hand, if he's a little bit tight, he trails that jack, it's going to his own bowl. Just needs that contact to flop back.
Good bowl.
That'll be shot.
That was a good end there. Lots of really good bowls played.
Just having a look to see if it is just the one, whether he's done enough.
Well, he sat up the... Yeah, they're going to get the tape on it. Because he sat up the centremost green and gold bowl of Mark Pink there. And what that did was make potentially a second shot. Great camera work here from Andrew. He's got...
Oh, beats that one. But not that one. So 1 shot.
Single.
They'll just extend their lead out that little bit more.
Yeah, Mark are doing the right thing and going back to them, but the players knew it. Our markers and umpires do a sterling service. wherever they are around the country, around New South Wales, around this region, and here particularly at Cherry Street, and good sportsmanship from the players there. We see Mark giving John a handshake. Good bowl there, mate. And it was two really good ones from Mark Pink to give themselves a chance in the head. But the last bowl of John Gibson was enough.
If you have just tuned in, you're watching the TAB New South Wales State Championships. We're coming to you live from Cherry Street Sports, the home of Ballina Bowling Club. We're bringing you the All Abilities Open Pairs. We're round 2 with John Gibson, Richard Rombouts from Nelson Bay and Bangalow taking on Rob Jordan of Temora and Mark Pink of Marrickville. It's 14 ends to be played, or 2 hours, whichever comes first. Of course, you only need to start the 14th end before the 2 hours. At the expiration of time, any end where the jack has been rolled to commence the end, that end will be completed, but no further ends commenced. This is the start of 15, 16 days of state championships here at Cherry Street Sports. We also involve Club Lennox and Alstonville. Come Monday with the start of the triples. Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning will be the mixed pairs turn. Then after the conclusion of the All Abilities, we're running 3 championships here. We have the open pairs, then we have 2 categories of singles that will be played. Singles starts tomorrow. Pairs quarterfinal will be tomorrow afternoon. And we'll be bringing you 1 game from every round of the action right through. We have just 1 morning off after the singles finals. For the men's and the women's, we have 4 games in the 1 day. We have the next morning off from the stream. Then we jump back in with the 4s starting on that Monday afternoon. That doesn't mean there won't be action here on that Monday morning here at Cherry Street Sports. The 2 senior, the men's and the women's, and the open reserve singles finals will be played. I just won't be streaming one of those games. A couple of big days in the singles though. We'll be bringing you 4 rounds. Saturday week, you'll get women's, men's, then women's and men's. Women's round 1, men's round 1, women's round 2, 3, men's round 3. Then women's semi-final, men's semi-final, women's final, men's final.
Well, if that's as clear as made, you better go to the Bowls New South Wales website to find out all that information, which has got the event program, all the players, information about the club and the region, the clubs in the region. But a great schedule ahead for those Bowls fans wherever you're watching across New South Wales, across Australia, across the world. Here from Cherry Street. As we see, both leads have uncharacteristically not had their best. Rob Jordan's going to tidy it up here, though.
We do have watchers all around the world. We have the regular Bowls Tragic in Fife in Scotland. And I've been told how to say this one, Aberystwyth.
No, it's Aberystwyth. I've been told how to say that one too.
Aberystwyth, that's it. I'm going back to what I thought. Aberystwyth.
Yes, no.
On the Aber River, apparently. I'll get told off for that one if Ian's watching.
Yeah, we've got lots of great fans who watch the sport all around, as you say, around the country and around the world. So do leave a comment. Do jump on and let us know where you're watching from, how you're engaging with the sport. Or come along to Cherry Street if you're in the Northern Rivers, because it's a beautiful club. And it's a beautiful day to be playing bowls here in northern New South Wales. We see John Gibson looking to work hard. And Rob's saying, you play whichever hand you like. Probably don't spring the jack, but otherwise just put another one close.
We do have people even watching on in Marrickville cheering on Mark Pink.
Well, he's on a good track here. Has he got another metre and a half? John Gibson very quick onto the mat here. I think he feels as though he could have played a better one with his last. Looking to improve. He's got this one away. It's a bit more positive. And if you can find the line down to the jack here, Richard Rombouts is looking at this very closely, and he's got him. Great bowl. Jack springs back to the tee. It's probably only one shot, but geez, it was a good bowl to get it. Rob Jordan, he's a Temora product, and he's asked Mark Pink to follow that last one down. He's going to need to get a clear road. And that might have really gummed up what is the left-handed backhand on the left-hand side of your screen there. We'll see John Gibson here. He'll be looking to add. He'll be looking to add, and he might have just done so. Yeah, that's in. Now, Rob said, you got to copy that one? I like that there's a shot on the other hand still, but we'll see how Mark goes here. There's a bit of traffic to get past on this hand, and he's found it. Two is the call. And 2 shots it is there. Richard Rombouts, John Gibson out to a pretty comfortable looking lead now with 5 ends to play.
Oh, was it 2 or 1? The scoreboard's only put 1 on. They're saying 18.
Oh, may only have been 1 then. Well, there you go. Well, we can always add. Add more in. We don't want to bugger up the ends, do we?
No. So I just did a little sweep and made sure our scores on the rolling scoreboard were up to date. They are rolling through. That is what is on the scoreboards. We did have on our scorecards who's on the left and the right, so we trust that our players have followed that procedure so that we can just tap in scores without worrying who's where. Hopefully they've done the right thing.
Well, all the results will be in very shortly after the game in the Bowlslink results portal, so you can go there to see the final scores. So Jordan, he's got the cap backwards again. I do like this. As we see the cream of the All Abilities bowlers in New South Wales here, all the way through till Friday. Mixed pairs starts, of course, on Saturday. We look forward to bringing you all that coverage as Rob Jordan gets another good one away. He's got a few credits in the bank today, I think, Rob. But for me, so far through 10, Richard Rombouts has been the player on the best player on the rink. He's just slid past there. He's done very well. Now, given our start time, I reckon there's only a bit over 30 minutes to go here, Andrew, before the lunch break.
Pretty close to that, yes.
And the bell went around 11:15. I didn't synchronise my watch.
I did start my timer, but I did a little bit, just a few seconds after. I'm saying 36 minutes, so it should be 33 maybe. The screensaver went on and I had to undo it.
I'm sure they'll get through. We saw some games on the last end when I had the privilege of blowing the hooter to finish round one. As we see, Rob Jordan getting pumped up there. Very fortunate. And yes, there was a couple of games that were finishing. There was 2 or 3 bowls to go at most, so all the teams have done well. The Greens are probably running at a fairly forgiving pace today too, with all the rain that's been about, so players are able to get their matches completed inside the 2-hour time limit.
So we do have time limits for all abilities, pairs and singles. We have time limits for the mixed pairs. We played mostly over the weekend, and then we put the hooter away.
It's one less problem to have. It's good. So we see Rob Jordan there. He's played a third, and a third pretty handy bowl.
Holding a couple.
And John Gibson quickly on the mat. He's going to see what he can counter with here. Given the different paces everybody can move at here, the players have been quite forgiving about the mid-pitch conversations, particularly if they're out of the way. We've seen a few times with Rob Jordan and Mark. And as we see here from John Gibson, well, there's nothing wrong with this.
Great bowl, Johnny.
Nothing wrong with that. Shot, probably just short of being jack high there. And Mark Pink will be following him down on the left-handed backhand here. And he might just want a fraction more grass. I think the speed was good.
Got another one in the head out of it. It'll be 3rd or 4th shot. They have 3rd and 4th now.
Well, this might be a good second prize here. I can see the jack spitting out there. There's probably a little squeeze. Now, if he gets the inside of the blue shot bowl of John Gibson here, Mark Pink, could be a jack squeeze sort of down the line or onto the left-hand side as we change cameras. Now, on his weight here.
Probably just a bit brisk.
Yeah, I thought his pace with the first one was the speed to play, but he stayed up at the back of the rink there, and there's a green and gold hence the light almost within reaching distance of me here. And we see John Gibson just hanging a little bit, getting urged down there from Richard.
Weight was pretty good, just a little bit wide.
Much closer this time. Much closer this time. What a bowl.
Well, may have taken it just a bit too far for 2.
It's a mighty attempt. Richard's having a good look at this. He's going to get the tape out. It might not even be 1. Gee, if it wasn't for bad luck, you mightn't have any. They've said that white bowl's not in the argument. They're just going to measure between the green and gold and the blue-grey speckle Richard. Oh dear. And Rob Jordan put his finger down. And that was about the mood. It got sucked out of the room there. He thought he played an absolute cracking bowl, Mark Pink. And despite the very best efforts there, we haven't seen a shot recorded to the team of Jordan and Pink. So it's now 19-4. 3 ends to go. And while Jordan and Pink haven't necessarily been able to rattle off a lot of shots, they've played some great bowls, Andrew.
Yeah, look, they've been in it. The first end, they played absolute cracking bowls. And problem was John Gibson was able to turn that around. And then probably just didn't quite play a good bowl when they needed to in the next couple of ends and got way behind. Since then, they just haven't really been able to take a trick. The others have played really well, or they just haven't been able to get the right side of a bowl. Even then, I think he probably deserved a shot. It's just gone through a little too far. On another day, you get less a piece of the jack and you make 2 shots.
No, you're exactly right. And you have days like that, don't you, where you feel like if you get the outside half when you want the inside half, and vice versa. But I think Richard's been the difference here. He's leading. He's put lots of bowls in the head, and really has put the pressure on from the word go. You see here with his jack roll, it's just drifted 2 inches past the line, and was widely applauded from skipper John Gibson. Rob Jordan's on a pretty handy line here too, though. Yeah. It's good leading.
Yeah. Not much in that. Maybe Richard just holding.
So Richard's going to persevere on the forehand. Not fazed by the white bowl of Rob Jordan there.
Plenty of room just to come inside it. Inside to count.
Wow.
Oh, just going to fade a little bit short.
And if you're Jordan, do you look to round him up still and just promote the white?
Oh.
That's how he's shaping up. It's a bit tight, but if you can finish past the tee here, it'll be usable. Okay, it's a bit further past, but yeah, might have pulled that one a little bit.
Wants this to run on.
Well, Richard has just trailed it all the way. The jack has plopped into the pit. And the shot bowler stayed up as Andrew's going to get the camera down over it there. It's neatly done, Drew. Well done. So we can see just at the very bottom of your screen there, you can see the jack is in the ditch. The live bowl is the toucher. Immediately in front. So let's see what Rob can do. He's got maybe... Is there maybe enough room to sneak one behind that?
Yeah, look, there is enough. There is enough room to draw a shot. But should that be done, that would be an absolutely astounding bowl.
Astounding or outstanding?
Both.
Both. Well, this afternoon's game we've got for you, viewers, Michelle Campbell from Soldiers Point and Jacqueline Hudson from Fingal Bay. They'll be up against Fred McConnell from Cudgeon and David Parkinson from Lemon Tree Passage. So we'll be about 2:30, I reckon, by the time we get our streaming underway. We've lost a little bit of time this morning, as I've said, with the presentation, the group photograph. So while the players will be ready to go and have some lunch, as will Andrew and I expect.
Oh, did you remember to order yours? Me neither. We're going to have to run the gauntlet. Look, if you mark Pink and Rob, maybe you're trying to do is get second and third and then have a little dipsy whack.
And hopefully chip the bowl out sideways.
Hopefully chip it out sideways, but I think they're now a couple down.
It certainly makes it hard there. If you've got a toucher on the rink, this is where you go flat out at your toucher and hope it chips in the right way.
Well, if you go flat out on a forehand or mark it be the backhand, you'd be trying to just get it on the edge of the running surface and scoot it straight along the ditch wall and out of bounds on the side. But chance for John to add a third shot here.
Yeah, if your name's Matt Flapper or somebody with that sort of power, you might be able to do it. But it's not a bowl that everybody has in their bag of tricks.
Yeah, well, you're nearly going at break bowl speed rather than normal runner.
Well, that
might have snuck in. I'm not sure. Maybe the white ball out the side still cuts that one out.
This looks better pace here from Mark Pink. Oh, gee, he wasn't far off in the end there. If he'd got through the shot bowl, he may well have sat on the bank there and got a good second.
Yeah, look, too, if you manage to hit that one in the middle and run it far enough and stay, could end up shot. Wants the gap.
And found it. It's likely to be at
5.
least 3. Very likely 4, but could well be 5. But Mark Pink wasn't far away with his last one, so we'll see.
Rob did indicate 5.
He's a bit high here. He might be able to use one of these white bowls. If he can chip one of these white bowls in. No, that's going to be into the pit.
Certainly will be a multiple.
So as we get towards the conclusion here, we're going to see all 14 ends played. This is sectional, so shots and margins do count towards the overall result in the section. So all games are played to a conclusion.
If they're not timed out.
So long as they're not timed out, exactly. But
that is a conclusion. So we'll check, and they are measuring correctly from the bowl to the jack.
And as we see, 4 shots it was in the end, Andrew. So that now puts the result beyond doubt. What it doesn't do is figure out the margin. As we see, once again, Richard Rombouts, he would be very likely to be spending all his money on tequila at my club if he came and rolled jacks like that. It's very, very close. Now we'll go and have just a little word with Mark in a moment. He's onto it.
Fortunately for us, he's just standing not far from us. We could have just yelled from here. That would have been a little bit rude, though, maybe.
For many years, Andrew, I've been an advocate for the electric dog collar. But so far the players haven't agreed to that for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, electric dog collar, the electrodes on the gluteus maximus. Although I think there'd be a few people I'd be tempted just to press the button whether they're on the centre line or not. Just give them a little shock. Just for my own amusement. Just imagine Lee Stinson out on the green and you getting to press the button and give him a little jolt every now and then.
There's some players you've probably played with that you'd like to do that too, Andrew.
Well, I'm probably glad I'm not wired up with some of the blokes I've played with, because I'd be dancing around like an electrified goldfish.
The albatross might have given it to you a few times, you reckon?
Oh, yeah. No, he's a kind fella, he is.
Richard, once again, he's putting balls in the area just about every time. He's just sliding past there. So we're starting to see hands being shaken across the two greens here that are in play here at Cherry Street Sports. We're getting towards the conclusion. Nick Hind and Andrew Lynn here with you for the last couple of ends here. We're going to break for lunch presently, and then after lunch, going to get back out. We've got another great game this afternoon. Michelle Campbell from Soldiers Point, Jacqueline Hudson from Fingal Bay, up against Fred McConnell from Cudgeon Leagues, and David Parkinson from Lemon Tree Passage. So we look forward to bringing you that this afternoon. We look forward to our hamburgers or whatever we've got on for lunch today. Lee Stinson is lurking. So we are getting close to time.
Yep. He's probably going out just to have the quiet word for those to say time getting close.
Well, we see there, Richard, as he's done all game,
drops another one near it.
He's been very impressive, Richard Rombouts, so far. I'm so pleased to have been able to call this and see the quality of bowls that he has played. Rob Jordan's had plenty of good moments too. He's got some runs on the bank. He's just run out of puff there. That was a good track for him. So don't forget, all the results will be updated in the Bowls Link results portal very swiftly after the games are completed. I expect I'll be on result entry duties, so jump on there. Usually within 5 minutes of the stream finishing, I'll be in there putting the results in. You'll be able to see how your mates have gone from around the state. And as we get towards this afternoon, we might be getting a clearer picture of what the potential quarter-final matchups may be. Who's in, who's out, and what the results are required to get there. Mark Pink's having a bit of a niggle at this. May have just missed his line a bit, but the white ball has chipped through. And down to 2 now we favour for Rombouts and Gibson. And now straight back to 3 as that bowl is replaced almost in the same spot. So, given he played it last time, he might try again. A little adjustment of line is all that's required to get a good result here. He's got this one away much nicer. Oh. Spat it out again, and Rob Jordan's off for another trundle to pick up a ball from out of bounds. He's been working hard today. Let's see if John Gibson can replace it for another time. He's pretty close.
Yeah, 3 or 4 down.
So we'll see what Mark's trying with weight on the forehand this time. Chance at the jack. Oh, well.
Very close. I don't know. I think he might not have even turned that one out.
So 2 going straight on the towel. And then Rob Jordan likes his Watt for a third. And 2 it is. So last end here. Time won't be a factor for this game. And we'll see 3 more bowls from Richard Rombouts that I reckon park another 3 close if you're a betting man. You'd think he's a big chance of just dropping another few on. He's been excellent all game. And probably conscious of the section being live. He's taken the mat all the way back. I expect him to be looking to go pretty close to T here. It's clearly a length that he's been confident on. Might be a bit too big.
That's certainly too much heat. And it's not social bowls. You don't get one chance. That's going back.
Oh. And Rob Jordan's been clean bowled there in picking up the jack. It's gone straight through him, but he's going to go for a little roll up the line. And this will be something much closer to the low 20s than the high 30s that, in terms of metres that Richard was looking to throw. Oh, no, we might get an umpire here, I think. And they're going to play it. It is the last end. It's a pretty substantial lead here to Rombouts and Gibson, so they're going to finish up here on what would be pretty close to 21 metres. Andrew, what's your estimation?
Oh, I think we might be just a bit shy of that, actually. So the mat is a good 3 to 4 metres up the line. And those lines are marked to 23 metres from the ditch. They're marked up to the minimum distance mark, so should be very tight. We need that electric dog collar again, mate. Bzz.
Yes, Mark Pinky's been pretty good all game, but getting close to lunchtime, might be zoning out a little bit. He's very expressive in the chair there, Rob. You can see very quickly from his facial expressions, and he was urging the bowl on. Yeah, you can tell that they're, first of all, enjoying themselves, but second of all, very competitive here too. Everybody still wants to win. And even when winning's not an option, still want to play your best bowls. Give a good account of yourself. As we see, Richards just sailed past. Well, after backing him to play good bowls at the end here, he's let me down.
Well, he's got the back covered. That's the good thing. John can now play with a lot of confidence if he's a bit quick and a bit tight. Jack goes back. Good result.
As we see, Rob Jordan, well, he's finished
holding two, I think.
Holding two at the crossover.
Chance here for John, though. He can just play his backhand just over the draw, sit the shot bowl, trail the jack. Depends on how aggressive you want to play it. Fairly aggressive.
Well, Richard and Mark Pink have been to the same school here. They both must be thinking about their lunch.
Yep.
Richard's standing all over the center line too there, but so they can be encouraged by their performance here today. Richard Rombouts and John Gibson. They'll be looking a big chance now to progress with 2 wins. Oh, and we've seen... I did say it was lunchtime and they might be getting a bit like that. We've seen Mark Pink, the donation tin will be coming around for him.
Yep, plenty of clubs have the old donation tin for the good weight but slightly wrong grass line.
As you see, a nice bowl here.
I actually managed to put one down in the trial end. Still got marched up for the do the walk of shame.
So you should.
Embarrassment was I didn't have any cash on me. Had to borrow some cash off. Luckily, an allowance had been made for one of my teammates. He had a few cents for me.
Don't tell me the albatross came good for you again.
I know. No.
Well, the one thing about a wrong bias is you're a chance at a good correction afterwards, and that's what he's done here, Mark Pink. It's pretty good effort there.
Well, you keep it in bounds. It's better than the previous bowl, isn't it?
I thought a man on your exorbitant salary would have had cash flowing from all parts of your bowls bag.
I have this expensive habit. It's called living.
Now we're going to see. Just want to turn that bowl up there, John Gibson. Given that was the weight he was playing, I favour that it's still shot to Rob. So Mark Pink will turn around the white.
He'll be close to getting the second one out of this.
Well, he'll be proud of that. It's a good finish.
It's shot.
That's a great finish, and it is 1 to the team of Rob Jordan and Mark Pink, who fall to a very, very dominant effort from a very impressive Richard Rombouts and John Gibson. That was a great game. Great to be back on the call. Great to be here in Ballina.
Yep. And that's our signal to fade out. If you're looking for all the results, don't forget to jump on the results page from BowlsLink. That's results.bowlslink.com.au. Search results portal. There are links from the Bowls New South Wales website. But for about an hour or so, that's a farewell from Ballina, and we look forward to your company back here in around about an hour's time. Nick, I think you'll be on. I might be getting a rest, but there certainly will be one of us to host you in around an hour's time. But till then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.